Political races are heating up ahead of next year's midterms, including gubernatorial challenges all across the country. One Republican challenger who emerged during the 2020 election cycle now looks to oust Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp. That is Vernon Jones, who you see on your screen, former state rep in Georgia, founder of Waking Up America, and now a candidate for Georgia governor. Vernon, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, too.
Thank you. All right. So we know when you served in the State House of Representatives, you were a Democrat, but you were also a huge supporter of Donald Trump and the former president's policies. Now you're running for governor as a Republican, primarying Governor Brian Kemp. What's the latest from the campaign trail?
Well, first of all, I've been a lifelong conservative, and anybody who knows me knows I've always worked on both sides of the aisle. I was also a county executive before I was a legislator, and after I was a legislator, I should say. But let me be clear about one thing. In Georgia, voters know that Brian Kemp cut and ran on election integrity. He cut and ran on Donald Trump. And as a result of that, we lost 2 U.S. Senate seats in the president's election. And now we have Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer, which is a disaster. I think we all know that. You may call me a dino, but you won't call me a rhino. Here in Georgia, our governor has failed in his leadership. He's failed because he's afraid of Stacey Abrams. My campaign, I am not afraid of Stacey Abrams. I'm the only candidate that can beat anybody the Democratic Party put up in a general election, including Stacey Abrams. Why? Because I have the ability to grow the party. I can bring those minorities who've been voting traditionally Democrats, knowing they've been screwed by Democrats, but they just haven't trusted Republicans. They know me. I've run a government. I've been a legislator. I'm from this community, 35 years in this industry. And so I'm the one that can grow the party. I'm the one that can beat Stacey Abrams, and we are going to beat Stacey Abrams. And so goes Georgia in 2022. So goes this country in 2024. We're going to take this country back, and our friends can go to jonesforgeorgia.com and be a part of this team.
Well, Vernon, it's not just in Georgia where you're seeing the support. You've got some national support as well. In fact, former New York City mayor and Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani throwing his support behind you. I want to ask you about this moment and how you really think this endorsement could help in Georgia.
Well, everyone knows that Rudy Giuliani was America's mayor. What he did in New York in terms of driving down crime and running an efficient, effective operation, created jobs, created opportunities, businesses were thriving, they felt safe. Having that type of gentleman support my campaign, being a chief executive, knowing that governor is going to be a chief executive, for him to give me his support says a lot. It speaks volumes. And so I appreciate that. We're going to have a number of other national folks coming out. You know, we also have Bernard Currick, who was the 911 police commissioner during that time, or the police commissioner during 911. He is my senior advisor on all law enforcement because, you know, in Georgia, like everywhere else, we have a rise in crime because of failed policies from Democrats, those who want to handcuff police but release criminals. And so having the mayor and others, that's a big boost. Our opponent, obviously the governor is afraid, is on the run. But this is just the beginning of us taking back Georgia.
All right. Some 2 major figures when it comes to law and order. Of course, dealing with the rising crime rates that we've seen specifically in Atlanta, that would definitely be a challenge to address. I wanted to ask you, though, of course, many in the nation celebrating July 4th over the weekend here. And I've got to get your reaction to a tweet that's sent out by Cori Bush, the U.S. Congresswoman from Missouri, writing this on Twitter, saying, when they say the 4th of July is about American freedom, remember this. The freedom they're referring to is for white people. This land is stolen land, and black people still aren't free. Vernon, your reaction to her words there?
I agree with part of it. Black people are still not free to the liberal plantation. They are not free to liberals controlling their lives and making them feel like they're victims. They are not free to taking their conservative values and their votes and giving it to someone who's completely destroyed the black community. I've said many times that liberals destroyed the black community. Now it's time for the black community to destroy liberals. And she is one of those agent provocateurs that liberals get to carry out this message. It's good for them. It keeps blacks on plantations. So she's right in terms of not being free. Now, this is the greatest country on earth. I grew up on a farm, a 4-room home, no indoor plumbing. If I can be a gubernatorial candidate, served as a chief executive and in the state legislature, and was successful in corporate America, I'm not free. Oh, I'm not free from what they want me to not be free from. Or I should say, I am free. They want us to think that we're victims. They want us to think that we're held up and we're in bondage. In reality, Democrats have been holding black people hostage. I'm calling on black people right now to stand up. Give them the key to that suite at that plantation. Turn the lights off. Walk the hell away from that, because they're not doing anything to help you. They're holding you back. They're using black people's votes to carry out a liberal agenda. Black people do not believe in transgender operations for children or hormone injections. Black people don't believe in having neighborhoods that's riddled with crime. Black people don't believe in bio-transgender males invading female sports. That's not what we believe. And we believe in families. But when you look at the liberal organizations, whether it's Planned Parenthood, who was founded by Margaret Sanger, who said that black people are defected and should be weeded out like weeds. And when I see Democrat congresspersons carry out the work for Planned Parenthood, she's right. They are not free. That's who's holding them hostage to the Democratic Party.
Hi, Emma Reckenberg here. If you like this video, there's a whole lot more to see on Newsmax TV. You can watch for free right here on our YouTube live stream and be the first one here each time our experts break down real news. Just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell icon, and stay with us on America's fastest growing cable news channel, Newsmax TV.